Welcome to tutorial 3.1 part 3. This is the last of the 3 on balancing chemical equations. So I thought this time let's just go through the exercises on the website and just look at some and try to go nice and slow so it's not too confusing along the way. So here's the first one. So the first thing you notice here is that this way of writing the formula is a little bit unusual. It's like a condensed structural formula. It shows a little bit of the structure, but treat it like any other formula. This has 2 carbons and 5 plus 1 is 6 hydrogens sitting here. So apart from that, this is ethanol. It looks funny, but apart from that, it's just same process. So let's go through it. I see 2 carbons on the left, but I only make 1 carbon dioxide here, so I have to make at least 2 to use up those carbons. Since oxygen shows up in multiple places, we'll do that at the end and balance it here at the very end. So I'll do the hydrogens next. 5 plus 1 is 6 hydrogens, and since I have they coming in pairs, I need 3 of these water molecules to use up those 6 hydrogens. And now the oxygens, 2 times 2 is 4 to make those 2 carbon dioxide molecules, plus 3 more is 7 oxygens are needed for all the products to be formed. I get 1 of them from this ethanol molecule, so I need another 6 from here, and therefore I put a 3 in the front. So that should be correct. Good. Let's see how we do in the next one. So this time I see there's a carbon dioxide, but there's 2 carbons on that side, so I need 2 carbon dioxides. Again, I'm going to wait to do the oxygens at the very end, so let's look at hydrogens first. 6 end up here in this molecule, in this ethane. I only have 2 here, so I need 2 hydrogen atoms. Therefore, I need 3 of those molecules. That gives me the 6 hydrogens. Now I add up the oxygens. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 3 is 7. So I've got a little problem. I say, how do I do this? 4 oxygens plus 3 is 7. I need 7 oxygens, but they come in pairs. That's an even number. So I'd like to get 3.5 of these. So the way to do this, the easiest way, is when you notice that you have an odd number and things come in pairs, just actually take the number that you actually need, in this particular case the 7, and say, all right, I'll take all 7. What does that mean now? I wanted 3.5. I took 7 in my balancing, and that meant I'm going to have twice as much oxygen as I actually wanted. That'll work out fine as long as I get twice as much of it as everything else. So let's try that out. So I'll get 4 of these instead of 2, and instead of 3 of these I'll get 6. And instead of 1 of these I'll make 2, and then double check to see if everything is right. 4 carbons. I used up 2 times 2 is 4 carbons over here to make these 2 ethane molecules. 2 times 4 is 8 oxygens plus 6 more is 14. 2 times 7 is 14, so that's correct. And finally the hydrogens. 2 times 6 is 12, and 2 times 6 is 12. So we ran out of time here, but that's correct, and that would give us the right answer. All right, let's try 1 or 2 more. Just refresh this thing and try again. Let's look at this one. Okay, I kind of am perusing. I notice the nitrogens are all set, and the oxygens actually look all set too. 2 on the left and 2 on the right. It's the hydrogens that are not the same. It's 3 on one side, 2 in the other. So I'm going to need 3 on this side and 2 on this side to get 6 on both sides. All right, now the oxygens have to be corrected. I've got 3 plus 1 is 4. Looks like I'm going to need 2. Actually, before I do that, I notice now that I have a 2 in front of the ammonia, I'm going to need 2 nitrogens. I'll put a 2 in front of this one. And now I'll look at the oxygens. 2 here plus 3 more is 5. And again, I have the same problem where if I go ahead and take the 5, it's twice as much as what I want, which is fine. I'll just double everything else and it should be fine. So 4 and then 6 and then 4. Now let's double check this one. 4 nitrogens looks correct. Oxygens, 4 plus 6 is 10. 10 on the other side. And finally, the hydrogens, 2 times 6 is 12. 3 times 4 is 12. Looks pretty good. Let's try this one. 5 carbons, so I'm going to have to start with 5 carbon dioxides. The hydrogen, I have 10, so I need 5 of these waters. And finally, the oxygens. 2 times 5 is 10 plus 5 is 15. Same problem. I need 7.5 of these, so I'll go ahead and take the 15 and double everything else. So 2 times 5 becomes 10, and then 10, and then 2. Let's double check that I did it right. 10 carbons, 10 carbons. 20 plus 10 is 30 oxygens, 30 oxygens. And then finally hydrogens, 20 here and 20 over here. Looks like I got it. I think that's maybe good enough. I think just practice on your own, and you'll see that you got the tricks. When you have something like oxygen that comes in even numbers, but you need an odd, but you want an odd number, just go ahead and get the even number total, and just double everything else if that's the case. Good. Practice this on your own. Good luck, and I'll try to help you in class. Good. See you later.